Welcome to another Active Ideas video. I'm super excited about this one. This is the Amazfit T-Rex 3. What really caught my attention was the maps and navigation features. I'm a massive hiking and ultra running guy, and I love getting out there in the mountains and following GPX files. And the fact that this price point is so low, yet you're still getting mapping features that are comparable to the Garmin Fenix 8, which is the £1,000 watch. I also have the Polar Vantage M3 on my wrist and the Sunto Titanium Race S. So what's going on? This Spyderco knife, there we go. So we've got it out of its main box. I like the Amazfit logo we've got on the front here. Oh! It does look absolutely fantastic. You're getting that premium unboxing feeling. In this compartment here, we've got the charger that's hidden down below. As I look around the design, I like the engraved mountains it has on the left-hand side, and that draws your attention next to the buttons, which have this texture to it. Those buttons feel high quality. On the right-hand side, you've got the Amazfit logo. I think that protects the barometer and altimeter sensor underneath it. Engraved on the casing, we have up, we have down, we have back, and I also like that on the casing, we have this kind of red arrow. And underneath from the bottom here, you can see T-Rex as well. Looking underneath, you can see the heart rate sensor. Also, just noticing on the band here, it has almost like a gill-like system. Feels really nice, I guess helping with breathability. And you can also see topographical lines that have been etched into the strap. They've really taken a keen attention to detail. They have got on the back here that it's got dual band technology. And on the back, we've also got that this watch is 100 meters of waterproof, 10 atmospheres, just really showing that military standard durability testing that it's had. One thing that I'm really noticing is that the screen quality and the pixels per inch are absolutely wild. Like, this might be the best screen that I've seen on a watch. So gang, let's get into it. This is the T-Rex 3. Let's turn the brightness up for you guys. And that's one thing I've been really enjoying about this watch, is just how easy it is to swipe down and just get quick access to, for example, your flashlight. And you can swipe into the red flashlight as well if it's late at night and you want to preserve your night vision. I've really been enjoying this night mode as well. So if I click this, and look how sick this is. It looks so like SAS military. I'm just really impressed with what the T-Rex 3 can do. And you can even turn this into like a night vision green. So if you go into settings, click onto night display, and you can obviously activate night display. But look at these different colors. You've got red, which I just showed you, orange and green. And look how tactical this looks. Look at this, is absolutely sick, isn't it? And now you've got this tactical green version. I just love the customization you're getting here of T-Rex. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting it from such a cheap watch. So let's turn night vision off and just walk you through a few things. So this is the watch face, and don't worry, we're going to dive into the exciting like navigation stuff in a second. But from the watch face, again, just like Garmin, you can dive into your heart rate. And it's got 24/7 tracking. You can see my heart rate right now is 63 and it's dropping. And the heart rate accuracy I've seen has been pretty good. You can quickly go to your weather by clicking the weather logo and get real quick access of what the weather's like. And you can see the temperature drop. My hands are actually freezing right now. And if you swipe down, you can obviously see more data. So we can see that the UV exposure right now is at its weakest, so I don't have to worry about getting sunburn or, you know, skin cancer, things like that. At risk for washing your car, so yeah, it might rain. If you swipe through, you get the daily forecast. And to be fair, what's different here from Garmin is you can swipe through with Garmin, and you can also swipe down another kind of layer and get hourly as well. So that would be nice. Obviously, theoretically, you have got this hourly kind of forecast here where you can see how the temperature is going to drop throughout the day, your chances of rain and things like that over the course of the hour. And visually, the weather app just looks fantastic, doesn't it? It looks stellar. You can also click through to the sunrise and sunset, and again, this is just the watch face that I've chosen. So you've got lots of different options, and here you can see the moonrise and moonset, and you've got tide information as well. And if you want to change your watch face, you hold down just like you would an Apple Watch. You get that little animation. You can swipe through these different kind of watch faces. And what's been crazy about the Amazfit T-Rex with the Z app that it comes with is that not only is the kind of voice activation much better than the Garmin that I've got on my wrist, but also you get like a whole watch face store, and like most of them are really, really cool. So I just think they're cool, they're professional, and they're not gimmicky as well, which has been really nice. But yeah, I've gone for this one because, as I say, when I flick it into that night shift mode, it just looks sick, both in night shift and in kind of like daytime mode. And yeah, to say that I've been enjoying this watch is an understatement. I really had low expectations. I thought this is just another cheap, but the build quality has been fantastic. The charging mechanism has a strong magnet. The accuracy of the barometer, the altimeter, and the temperature sensor have been fantastic. The button quality have a really nice texture to them. And to be honest, I've just been caught off guard with how well this has been built, even down to the strap. If you watched my recent Polar video, I mentioned how hard it was to put the watch strap on, and they thought about all of those little details, where with one hand on the Amazfit T-Rex, I can get my right setting and then push it through the lugs without any resistance. And it's just so easy to put this watch on my wrist and get a secure lockdown as well. Yeah, the comfort's been great. So I guess a lot of you are here to compare the Fenix 8 by Garmin to the Amazfit T-Rex 3, and one kind of massive differentiator is the navigation and mapping experience. Let's dive into it. Why beat around the bush? I'll show you the boring stuff later. Let's get straight into navigation. I'm going to slide through to the map, and we should see the map load. The download time on the maps wasn't too long. I would say it took maybe 18 minutes, and then after that I had like most of the UK downloaded. Yeah, I've just recently been up to Oxford to see some crazy fireworks, and actually I did use the T-Rex 3 to navigate on that day to get to the firework display and also find our way back to the car. So already it's proven itself in times of desperation when you're late to a firework display. And with the T-Rex 3, we can zoom in and out. So let's zoom all the way out, and I'll show you kind of the max kind of zoom out that it's got. So the furthest you can zoom out is 10 kilometers. And in terms of refresh rate, again, bringing it back to the Fenix 8 by Garmin is just really impressive because it's much quicker. The Garmin cost me like £1,000 and it's quicker at loading the map. So this is like the city that I'm in currently. I can zoom all the way in. And what's crazy is it actually has the trail label. So if I scroll from my location, and again, look at this refresh rate, it's insane. The Garmin can't do this. This is one of the trail walks near me. You can see the pond or the lake there. You can see the rail line, which is actually labeled. So I can see this is the Breckland UK rail line. I don't even know if Garmin can do that. So the labels on the T-Rex 3 mapping are absolutely fantastic. Now, one feature that the Garmin does have is that you can swipe away from your current location. You can touch a location on the Garmin and then select navigate to. I don't think you can actually do that on the T-Rex 3. You have to use other ways to navigate, and I'll show you that in a second. But I think the main takeaway here is that the maps are absolutely sick. And yeah, you can zoom and move and you can change your map style. So you've got a dark mode as well. So when I was navigating for the fireworks, I actually had this dark mode on to, yeah, preserve your night vision. And yeah, you can imagine how when you turn the screen brightness down, it's really dark. This contrasty mode is going to help with navigation during the night. So let's show you the navigation with the GPX files. So unfortunately, you can't do it in the maps. You have to open up an activity by pressing this button up here. You swipe through. Let's do a hike today. So we'll click on walking, and you saw how quickly it got the GPS signal there. And before you press go, you can change the settings by scrolling down. But let's click on navigation. And when you've got navigation open, you will go on to my routes. Now, I've sent loads of routes to this T-Rex 3. I've got the vertical map video. That's what we're going to test for this hike today. We've got the South Downs Trail Walkout. I did that with Abby and her mum. We've got the Yorkshire Free Peak Challenge here. I did that with Erin earlier in the year and had a fantastic time. We've got UTMB Snowdonia, a 100-kilometer route. I did that with the boys. One literally fell down a mountain. Check the vlog out on my channel. Don't worry, he's okay. He's recovered. We're running together with training and he's more motivated than ever. And we've got the Scaffell Pike hike as well, which we did last week with Erin, and that was absolutely wild with the grade 1 scrambling down to Mickledore. But anyway, let's select the vertical map video, and before you select, you can preview the route. So you can see here I've got this little zigzag here. It's like a little backwards S shape, and the reason I'm using this specific GPX file is because I've used it with other watches, the Garmin's, the Chorus watches, and it just makes it easy for you guys and girls when you check out my channel to compare the watches, because I'm using the same GPX file for every watch basically. You can get an altitude preview as well. So with the 3 peaks, you'd see like 3 massive altitude peaks in the scale, but obviously this is just me walking around local trails. You get a slope preview, which is basically Amazfit's version of Climb Pro by Garmin. It's loaded up my route already and I can select go. You can see here it's obviously got my heart rate locked down now. You're going to select go. And off we are, we're going. We've got my heart rate, we've got our workout time, and all this is customizable. And during the workout, you can go through and go, oh, actually, I don't like this status screen, I'm gonna change it. Just like Garmin, you can see here, we've got a off-route alert here, just showing us that we need to head towards our route, and I think that's really good as well. But look at all these navigational features, and Garmin navigation used to be like this until they made it really confusing, and this just works so much better. It's crazy because it's cheaper. Anyway, we can see the elevation profile, we've got the map with our location. That dotted line that you can see there is actually pointing towards the start of our route. So we're going to hike towards that in a second. And whilst you've got the map open, you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can change the map style, but you can see here how far away we are from the route. And Over here is the route. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see it. That is the track. So we're going to head there in a second and start walking towards it. Okay, so we're getting really close now. You can see the direction of my avatar is pointing towards the trail. So I'm nearly at the start of my course. You can see where I started this video. And these colors, if you notice, my track is actually yellow, my breadcrumb trail. And also the track is like an orangey red. I've selected that myself. So in the settings, you have full customization to make it pink, purple, blue. I've gone for yellow and orange. So let's keep hiking towards the start of a hike. And we're going to see an en route notification soon. And if you just notice here, it's gone into like a power saving mode. So even though this is an AMOLED screen and everyone talks about how good the battery life is on this T-Rex 3, obviously if you want the screen to come back on again, just flick your wrists like that. And obviously it's unnatural to hold your wrist at a 90-degree angle whilst you're filming a YouTube video. And that's just not what you'd be doing. You'd be walking, running, not walking like this for 20 minutes. Here we go. So we've got the on course notification there just to show us that we're on course. How fantastic is that? And you can see that my avatar is on the course. If I want to zoom in or zoom out, I can. Up here, you can see that I've got 1.8 kilometers remaining of my hike today. And again, you can always swipe through your climbing profile here and you'll see this pin move throughout the course as you get further and deeper into your elevation profile. We're hiking with the T-Rex 3. Hopefully you can see me in focus. I'm testing out new camera gear today. But as I said, I've just been so impressed with the navigation on the T-Rex 3. So I've just got my turn reminder. I don't even know if you can see it. Let's try and zoom in. And I tell you what, that turn reminder feature doesn't even work properly on Garmin at the moment. The turn-by-turn navigation is absolutely fantastic. So we're really making moves now with the hike. So let's zoom out so we can see where we've come from, where we started the video, where we're at now, and how far through this hike we are. The turn-by-turn notifications have been fantastic. We're getting the distance remaining. And if you just notice this down here, it's actually saying we've got another turning in 249 meters. Notice how it doesn't take up the whole map as well. I've seen that as a criticism of Garmin's newest kind of map implementation. They've kind of done this split screen mode where you're only getting half the screen as the map, where they should just put the turn information right at the bottom, small little box. It's not too distracting. And when you get to your turn, it'll tell you to turn, it'll beep, it'll vibrate. And it's, yeah, so far from this testing has been really impressive. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little tour of the maps. And the one feature that I tried in Oxford and really loved was the back to start features. So let's dive into that now and assume that we're lost and we will need to get back to our car, our tent, whatever's happened, we're turning around and going back home. To do that, you're going to pause the activity and then you'll get the option to finish, to resume later. That again is a fantastic feature that I don't think Coros or Sinto have yet. I tested it out on fireworks night where we used the maps to hike to the fireworks. I pressed resume later, watched the fantastic firework display and then got the navigation back up and said take me back to the start. And let's just show you all these options. So we can save the current location. So maybe you found a water source and you want to save that in your memory. You can save the location or some treasure that you're going to dig up later. We can always change the settings. And if you notice here, it's got north up. I've actually selected advanced up, which is track up. It's the way that Sinto do it, and Sinto are the best at compass navigation. They absolutely smash it. I did select that, so I'm hoping that the Amazfit team doesn't force you to use north up and every time you use navigation you have to change it to track up. If you don't know what I mean, let me just quickly show you. So if I resume, if you see now when I turn my body, the actual watch is going to turn with me. So now I know if my watch is pointing that way, I'm facing my direction of travel. And I find this super useful for when I'm up in the mountains and need to know, look, which way do I need to go? I need to head off in that direction. Let's go back to what we were doing, which was the back to start point. And you can do a straight line return. So that's going to take me from here all the way over there in a straight line where I started the video. But that's not the way I traveled for this video. I actually followed the trees all the way up until I got that turn notification. And then I come back this way to this location where I am now. Do not judge these Crocs, guys and girls. I'm cool, okay? I promise I'm cool. So we're not going to do that. We're actually going to do backtrack. So it's going to take us the exact way we came. And if you notice here, it's actually flipped the map around and it's showing us exactly how to get back to our start location, which is just there. And you can zoom in and just have a real investigation of that route that it's taken us, which is the backtrack. We walked up to that turning in the field and then we followed the track all the way back to the other field where I started this video. So let's head that way and see if I can capture the turn-by-turn notification for you on video. And to be honest, I'll be really impressed if this watch does have turn-by-turn for the back to start navigation, because that means it's calculated itself and it looks like it might do. Look, 71 meters turn right. So wow. So gang, hopefully you're enjoying this video. Please don't judge me. I know I look like an absolute lunatic, but the turn-by-turn notifications popped up. Look at that. I nearly missed it. Look at this, gang. I still can't get over how good this is, and the track up feature is working great. So off we're going. We're tracking back to our start location, which is all the way over there, and we're going to see what the watch says when we get back to our, our tent or to wherever you've started your trail. But yeah, as I said, the weight of this watch compared to the Fenix 8, and this is the smallest Fenix 8 you can get, the weight of it, and you can see the screen quality as well, and just reflectiveness. Look at the reflectiveness on here. It's hard to almost see the screen. Whereas with the T-Rex, you know, I've just been so impressed. Just day by day, there'll be something that impresses me. Even down to like the stand-up notifications, the workout notifications, the step reminders, and it tells you to kind of like get off your ass basically. I've actually found really motivating. So you can now see the finish line symbol now, and we're really close now. Let's just zoom in a bit more and keep on walking. It's saying starting location 0 meters. Anyway, let's finish this workout and we'll finish. But that was a little overview of how powerful this watch is, and you can see the route there that we've traveled. You can see my heart rate and the steps I did, 700, and the calories that I've burned. I didn't even get into a fat burning zone, did I? And the heart rate and stuff like that. So speed, you've got lots of things that you can dive into. But a few more things before we finish this video and why I think the T-Rex 3 has been so fantastic. If I press this back button here, it's going to show you all the applications. Let me just show you how insane this is. So you have the workout history, Zep Coach, workout status, and you can click these little buttons here and it says, look, the training load represents the burning on your body created by your recent workouts. You've got the training readiness here, and you can see that my training readiness is 93, so I'm going to smash it at football tonight. And you can see my physical recovery, and Zed are actually tracking your mental recovery too, which is at 99%. I don't know how accurate it is. Obviously, you've got your heart rate thing. You can't swipe through like you do on Garmin. You've got your blood oxygen. You can see that I've taken 3 readings today. My last one was 94%. You've got the stress tracking here, and again, I love that on Garmin, so to see it on Amazfit is fantastic. You've also got the one-tap measuring, so this is almost like Garmin's kind of health snapshot, and if you select, it's going to measure all of your metrics. And you can see here my heart rate, it does stress, the blood oxygen, and 15 breaths per minute, so a great health snapshot feature. We've got a physiological activity indicator. I think it's something along those lines, but basically it measures how much physiological stress your body's had, and you can see mine over the past few days. You've got low, moderate, and high. Oh, this pop-up that's just happened, when you finish an activity, it will tell you your recovery heart rate. So this is the hike that I've just done to record for you guys, and that pops up, and I love that as well. Really good for those high intensity sessions, to know how hard you should push yourself, and you can see like a heart rate graph there which feeds into that data. So this is just wild stuff from a budget watch. You're getting professional grade features here. You've got the calorie tracking, you can see it's quite low, and you can set goals on here, your fat burning, which is fantastic. Not all watches will track your fat burning throughout the day, and your stand time. This was great when I went to Oxford. It tells you when you reach your goal of 12 hours of standing time, so you can't be lazy and sit on your ass. And then an overview here of your sitting down, your stairs, your distance travel, your steps, and your calories. Like, it's just awesome information to keep you motivated. Can you tell that I'm impressed with this? The sleep tracking, so you can see here the comparison of the sleep on the T-Rex 3 versus the Garmin, both in the same ballpark, and if anything, the T-Rex 3 is more accurate. I got closer to kind of 8 hours and 26 minutes, and look at this, it's getting all of your REM, your deep sleep, all of this good stuff. So the Garmin naps hasn't been working great for me in terms of automatically detecting those, and on the T-Rex 3 has been fantastic. It's got it down to the minute with the naps, and this might shock you as well. So if I go into the heart rate variability, notice last night I had 95 milliseconds on the T-Rex 3 and 95 on the Garmin. So people kind of slagging off Amazfit's heart rate tracker. I've seen nothing but fantastic results from the heart rate variability during sleep, and that's fantastic for your recovery metrics. And yeah, you can see that over the past kind of 7 days, how it's gone up and down, what my baseline and my trends are. And the more you use this watch, the more you'll kind of get your trends. The compass, again, has been pretty fantastic on the T-Rex 3, and actually it outshined itself again compared to the Garmin when I was in the car the other day. It's pretty common knowledge to know that watches and compasses, they don't do well inside of a car because of the metal and the magnetic field of cars. But yeah, I've seen that the T-Rex 3 handles magnetic interference better than the Garmin Fenix 8. So you can see here right now, they're pointing in different directions, and because I know where I am and where I'm recording this video, the T-Rex, even though it's right next to the Garmin and they're interfering with each other, is perfectly pointing north. So I've been really impressed with the T-Rex ability to withstand magnetic interference, especially when it's next to metal objects, but also when you're in vehicles like cars, which, you know, it's really hard to get a compass that actually works in a car. Both will show you the altimeters and both will show you the partial pressure. I'm actually quite low to sea level, so I think the altimeter is probably more correct than the Garmin as well. So again, just reflect back on that price difference here. Another thing I like that you can do on the T-Rex, when you lock a bearing, so you point your watch towards a building, you'll click lock bearing, and you'll always stay on track with this little bit here. Now both watches watches can do the lock bearing feature, but I like that it's really easy, accessible on the actual compass itself. And I like the innovation here. With Garmin, you've got to scroll down, then you've got to click this button, then you've got to lock heading, then you've got to select set, which I've just done there, and then you can get that lock bearing feature. So the innovation on T-Rex, just to click that button on and off, fantastic for people who maybe do orienteering or people in the military who really quickly at the tap of a button want to lock their heading. So as I said, we've got the barometer, you've got the altitude, and I do like on Garmin, you can actually scroll through these graphs, and you're not able to do that on the T-Rex. You can just visually see it. I can't scroll through the day and see what all that information is. But you can set alerts, so you can set storm alerts and also set your different thresholds. So if you're into hiking in the mountains, you're going to absolutely love that. Again, I showed you the weather earlier. We've got music where I believe you can play music that's stored in the watch as far as I can tell. But you can also select to connect to Bluetooth headsets, select different headphones. And I also like that you can quickly switch modes by scrolling down there. You can switch from music saved on your watch to music that's being played on your phone. So it has music control features. You've got different alarms. I've been testing alarms. They've been good. This is quite a beefy watch and I was hoping this to absolutely destroy me in the morning. You're not going to get that, but the beeps it does make and the vibrations, they will wake you up, and you can set multiple alarms. So really easy to do and fantastic. You've got the calendar here, which almost looks like the iPhone calendar. So I really like that. You've also got membership cards, and I've already added some. So I've added my blue light card. This is basically equivalent to, like, if you're in the military in the US, you'll get like a loyalty card where you can get discounts on certain products. If you go back here, you've also got the Tesco club cards. For you American viewers, this is basically Kohl's, Kmart or Target. Basically that's loaded up my loyalty card. I can scan it at the till and get my discounts. The membership cards was really easy to add on the app as well. I just scanned my card, it took 2 seconds, and then it was on the watch. I didn't even have to sync it, it happened instantly. You've got ZPay. In the UK we can only use the Curve app really. In the US I'm sure you'll have lots of more options to connect a bank to it. Heart rate push, as I said earlier in the video, is for you people who like Peloton, Zwift. You can send the heart rate from your watch to these platforms, to your Concept2 Rower, and collect data. We've got the settings here, I'll go into that in a second. Heart rate variability I've showed you. Meditation's fantastic. The Zeb Flow app, but this is stuff I added myself now. So on the Z app you can add your own applications. I've added Daily Joke, and look at this. What is Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest one. You can also download games, so you can see here I'm a 90s kid. I downloaded the Minesweeper, and look how fun this is. So you can load up Minesweeper and play the game on your watch. So we've got 2 there, we've got 2 there, oh, we've got 2 here. I've clicked a bomb, oh no, game over. And I've been really enjoying this, just when you're bored, toilet, in a car, waiting to get somewhere. The games on here are fantastic, and I really love Minesweeper. So they've won me over that you can play games on the T-Rex 3, and I was just so surprised that I didn't really hear any YouTube reviewers talk about this. You can get games, you can play Snake, everything on the T-Rex 3, and I think that's massive compared to the Garmin Fenix 8. I do hope they add chess though. I really enjoy playing chess, and I didn't see that on the Z app. So if you're listening, Amazfit, please add chess to the T-Rex 3. It's fantastic. You've got games, but you have got some chess fans out there. We've got more. So you've got cycle tracking for checking your menstrual cycle if you're female. Thermometer, if you're into your Joe Rogan ice bath therapy. I do a lot of cold plunging, sauna, cold hot therapy, and this sets it apart from brands like Chorus who have removed features like this. It's so fantastic to see a graph as well. Sinto don't even do this, of your thermometer. It's absolutely fantastic. You've got stopwatch, you've got timer, you've got find my phone, you've got to-do list, voice memos, which I've had a little play around. You've got the Pomodoro timer, world clock, so you can see what the time is in New York, Moscow, Beijing, and yeah, add your own. I do wish that Zed or Amazfit add more cities and allow you to rename them as well. For example, they don't have Perth, so to get the Perth time I had to add Beijing because Perth is plus 6 hours, but I can't rename Beijing to see what my family in Perth are up to. I just had to leave it as Beijing. So I'd like more cities added, a better interface to select. If you check out Garmin's interface, it's sick, and the ability to rename my location so I don't get confused. You've got the Breathe app and also camera control. The last thing I'll show you about the watch, so you can swipe down as I showed you. You've got the torch, which is easily accessible. You've got the do not disturb mode that you can flick on and off at a tap of a button. You've got your bedtime mode that you can flick on and off at a tap of a button. You've got your battery options where you can quickly activate battery saver. The battery life on here has been amazing. Obviously you've got your brightness up and down. You've got find my phone, I believe, alarms, lock the screen. You've got quick access to your settings. You can turn Bluetooth on and off. You can turn Wi-Fi on and off. And again, if you're worried about EMF radiation, it's fantastic to have that feature. I don't want to have Wi-Fi on my wrist constantly radiating my skin cells. You can turn that information off if you want to be slightly healthier. You've got quick access to your compass and the almighty night mode, You can swipe to the left and get, I believe, like notifications almost, and you can swipe down to like a quick menu, and you have full customization here. So I've added the thermometer. I really like the widget for the thermo as well. I've also added a quick timer, so I can quickly start timers and pause and stop them. I've added like a circle, so if you use an Apple Watch, I can close my rings. I've added a quick widget to my weather, and yeah, you can completely customize this basically to have whatever you want. So it's just really easy to swipe from the left to the right, from the bottom and from the top to access all of your information from the watch. And look how amazing this is as well. It has palm rejection. Not many watches can do this, only Garmin can do it, but so can Amazfit 3. For the money, it just blows my mind. If you're in the cinema and you're blinding people, annoying people, you can just palm your watch and it turns off. Or let's say you're in a meeting and you've been playing Minesweeper and your manager comes past, palm your watch, I'm just checking the time, mate. It's really cool what you can do on the Amazfit 3. I've really enjoyed testing this watch. For the price, it's unbelievable, I think, and I'm looking forward to using this more in training and seeing if it does live up to that military standard durability rating. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the Amazfit T-Rex 3. This watch is really promising. I can't wait to hit the mountains. If you have anything you want me to dive into more specifically, leave a comment down below. We're going to test this compared to the Polo M3, as I said, the Sunto Race S, and also test this compared to the Garmin Fenix 8 and see if, you know, it's worth saving yourself upwards of maybe $600 to get a watch that's maybe just as capable. We'll have to find out. Peace out.